Hello beautiful humans, my name is Tahereh and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about all the books that I read in May, and woo, did I read a lot of books in May. April, not my month, but May was my month, besties. So I read, I think, 22 books. Well, I'm still reading one, but it will be 22 books because I'm gonna finish that book after I finish recording this. I just really needed the light. So let's start. The first book that I read this month was Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the third book in the Chestnut Spring series, and I ate this book up. Now, I truthfully did not think that this book would be better than Heartless. I loved Heartless, which is the second book, so much, but something about this, man, oh my gosh. So I gave it 5 stars. This follows Jasper and Sloane, who are like childhood best friends to lovers. Sloane is getting married to a not good guy and ends up finding something out on her wedding day, and Jasper's like, nope, you're not getting married, let's go. And they go. And then they have a little road trip, and it's very much like one of those things where they both like each other, but because they're such close friends, they're each kind of like, I don't want to ruin the friendship by saying that I like them, blah, 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 blah. Which is, yeah, sure, miscommunication, but I understand it, you know? It makes sense. It was so good. I loved it. I loved it so much. After Powerless, I read Defy Me by Tahereh Mafi, and I gave this book 5 stars as well. So now this is the 5th book in the Shatter Me series, and when I read the 4th book, I didn't really like it because I thought that like it was just written to continue the story. Like after the 3rd book, it could have been done, but then she just wanted to keep going. That's how it felt. Anyway, this book turned all my thoughts around. I loved this. I loved this book so much. I need to I'll read my review that I wrote on Goodreads, which if you want to be friends on there, hit me up. This book is 5 stars for a whole different reason than the other books in this series. I gave 5 stars because I gave the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd book in this series 5 stars. 4th book I gave 3, and then this one I brought right back up. I cannot express how much I love these characters, and this book just made me, and this book, I love being able to read what I said. And this book just made me love them so much more. Erin's love physically hurts me. It's so beautiful, and Kenji will just always be a fave of mine. But the growth of the main female character, she has gone through so much, and I cannot wait to see what the last book brings. I can't tell you anything about this book because it will completely ruin books 1 through 4. So, very good. Highly recommend the Shatter Me series. After that, I read The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the 2nd book in the Cruel Prince series, and I did not like this one very much. I gave it 3 stars. The first half of the book was so slow, and with the way that the first book ended, I thought that it would really pick up pace, but it very much did not at all. And I feel like the romance in this series, everyone talked so much about it, and it is not there. It's not there. They made it up. I swear to God, everyone has made it up because it's not good. Diego's being loud and I apologize. It didn't hit me. Oh, and then I said literally on my review, I was like, so the first half bored the crap out of me. The second half was like I was living a fever dream because I don't even know what was going on. Like the ending of this book made me so mad. I can't even get into it. I then listened to The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James, and I gave this one a 3.5 star. I definitely recommend the audiobook. It really felt like I was just listening to a true crime podcast. I enjoyed it. It kept me captivated, but there just wasn't any type of wow factor. I knew the plot twist, I saw it coming, it was very easy to figure out. It just I don't know. And could I tell you a single thing about I'm trying to remember what this book was about, and I don't remember. So there's that. After listening to The Book of Cold Cases, I then read The Final Girls Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This was my 2nd Grady Hendrix book, and I quite literally hated the first one. That was A Good Girls No. A Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I didn't like that one. I listened to it on audio. It wasn't my vibe, okay? But this one I thoroughly enjoyed. I gave it 3.75 stars because even though I really like, I loved just the plot of the whole book, but I was also simultaneously bored the entire time. So like, take with that as you will, or whatever that saying is. This is very much like, I don't know, what did it give me? What is it called? It's like a parody of thriller movies, and I just loved that. So you follow a bunch of final girls, which are like the girls who survived a serial killer, and I don't know, it was funny, it was predictable, but like in a funny way. If you like horror movies, which I don't, but I really enjoyed this. Okay, that's what I got for you. Next, I read Stolen Heir, which is the second book in the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark, and I think I'm gonna give it a 3.75 stars. I was even like, I wrote in my review, like, I don't know if it's a 3.75 or a 4-star. I'm gonna say 3.75 because I don't remember everything about this book. I do know it was like Beauty and the Beast aspect, like it was kind of like not a retelling, but like they pulled kind of from that story, and I really enjoyed that. I loved the banter between the two. I feel like these two characters had much more chemistry than the characters in the first book, so I liked it. I enjoyed it. I then finally read the Kiss Quotient, and I loved this book. I gave this book 5 stars. It was amazing. I can't believe I let this sit on my shelf, my TBR shelf, for so freaking long, because I need every book that she's written. I need them. It was this by Helen Huang. I need every single book that she's written. And I know there's other books in the series, so that's super, super exciting. But who does this follow? This follows Stella and Michael, and Stella is on the spectrum, and her mom really wants her to get married, but she's like, Mom, I don't think I have never dated. How am I supposed to date somebody when I don't like people? No, she has dated. Like, she's never felt comfortable dating, so she's like, how am I supposed to get married? So she ends up hiring an escort to like teach her how to date, and then she's also trying to like learn how to enjoy sex, and it's just, oh, this book was such a breath of fresh air. I loved it so stinking much. I then read Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert, and this is the second book in her Wicked Villains series. This follows Hades, Meg, and Hercules, and you know, I would say it's a 3.5 stars, but I'm gonna say it's a 3.75 star because the spice in this book, oh my Lord have mercy. If you want a book with good spice, pick it up here. Oh God. Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm gonna go with a 3.75 star because there's some things that happen in this book that are embedded in my brain forever. And it's all the spicy parts. I then listened to / kind of physically read Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. You guys know that I'm a huge Alice Feeney fan, but I have come to the realization that a lot of her twists are kind of the same in all of her books, and I'm not gonna go and obviously explain that any further, but if you've read multiple of her books, you'll kind of understand. But there was some stuff in this book that still just caught me off guard, threw me over the ledge, confused the ever-loving crap out of me, and I loved every single second of it. I gave this book 4 stars because, you know, there was just still something missing. I don't normally give thrillers any more than a 4-star. Yeah, I don't know that I ever have, except for maybe The Silent Patient. I don't really know, but I still, I still really enjoyed this book, and I did love the audio. I then forced myself to get through Beautiful Bastard by Christina Lauren, and I don't know how they wrote the most amazing book in the world, Love in Other Words, and then they also wrote this. I gave this 2 stars. I hated it. I hated it so much. The only reason I finished it was because I was doing my video where I read 5 books in 5 days, so I like I literally forced myself to read this, but I had the second book on my TBR cart. I took it right off. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. It was so unbelievably bad. I couldn't. It's a workplace romance, but like it just, I think they had sex every chapter. They didn't like each other at all. So how they ended up together, I don't really know. It was not good. It was not good, and I'm giving it to my used bookstore. Literally, please take it. And then I am trying to get through Lucy's backlist. So I read Forever Never by Lucy Score. Lucy Score just writes the best small town romance, grumpy sunshine, suspense subplots. All of them are just so good. This follows Brick and Remy, who kind of liked each other a long time ago, but then Brick ended up marrying her best friend. Remy dated his brother. What else happened? He now works for her mom, so like it's kind of like they shouldn't be together, but they're always drawn together. And then Remy has this other thing going on, which brings in the suspense subplot. Brick is a sheriff, a police officer or something, so he has to protect. And I really did enjoy it, like I enjoy every single Lucy Score book. Oh, I will also say this is the first Lucy Score book that I've enjoyed that's written in third person. Her other 2 books that I read of hers that were written in third person, I gave like 3 stars. They were okay, but like this one I thoroughly enjoyed, even though it was written in third person. The next book I read was To Love Jason Thorne by Ella Maise. I gave this book 3 stars. It was a cute rom-com. I think it was longer than necessary, and I really hated the side characters, except for Lucy. I loved Lucy, and I do know that the second book in this series, maybe it's a duet, maybe it's a series, I don't really know. The second book is about Lucy, so I will definitely be reading that one, but this one was just like meh, you know? How book is just meh. Could I tell you literally anything about it? Jason is a movie star. Olive is a writer, and her book is being turned into a movie, so he's gonna act in it. And the book, guess what, is actually about him. It's her brother's best friend, well, it was growing up, and she like loved him so much, and then but like she was 11 years old, and then growing up she like still absolutely loved him, even though she literally didn't know anything about him, besides the fact that he was like a movie star. And then they like, she still falls in love, and he's like, oh my god, you're grown up, you're so beautiful now. Yeah, it's fine. Ugh, I don't even want to talk about this next one. This one was such a big disappointment for me, and that is Kingdom of the Cursed by Kerri Maniscalco. I had such high hopes for this book. This is the second book in the Kingdom of the Wicked. Is that what it's called? It could be called something else, but I'm just gonna say Kingdom of the Wicked series. I don't really know, but I really liked the first one. I liked how the first one ended too, and with how that one ended, I was so excited for this one. And I will say, kind of like the first half of it was good, but I feel like they put such a heavy emphasis on the 2 main characters getting together and having sex, like solely just having sex, and them not having it, that it just like put everything on the back burner when like literally homegirl's trying to find her sister. So why was that not the forefront of this book? Why was them getting together such a big thing? It thoroughly pissed me off. And you guys know that I like a spicy book, but like this just annoyed me to no end. I don't know that I'll read the third one because I heard that it doesn't get any better. But then like, how am I gonna not finish this series and also not finish the Cruel Prince series? Like, do I just read the next 2 books? Like, I'm sorry, the next book in this series and the next book in that series? Let me know below. Did you read the last one, Kingdom of the Feared? And was it good? Should I? And the sister, trash. Twin sister, trash. Same thing, twin sister and Cruel Prince, also trash. And homegirl named Taryn? Ugh. Rude. Did I say I gave it 3 stars? Even though, yeah, I'm bad hated about it. Maybe I should give it less. I don't know, 3 stars for me is just very baseline, you know? If it's lower than that, I hated the book, which you would think, whatever. We're not getting into my rating system because I still don't understand it. And don't tell me then I'm wrong. Next, I listened to The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, and I was very, very, very scared to start this book because I didn't particularly enjoy In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which was also by her, but this book, I gave it 5 stars. I loved this book. I listened to it on audio. I don't know if I said that, but the audiobook was so freaking good. Again, with like the whole just making it seem like I was listening to a podcast, like a thriller podcast. It was, oh my gosh. Now, I will say a lot of stuff that happened in this book, I was like, okay, come on, really? She's getting away again. She's really that lucky, you know? Like, it got a little bit like, are you for real? That didn't happen, but it's a fictional book, besties. So I loved this book so much. And then, oh my gosh, towards the end, I was giving myself anxiety because I thought something was gonna happen and then it didn't happen. But I was giving myself anxiety because I thought it was gonna happen. I was being dramatic, but that's okay. Anyway, this follows Shay, who in college went through some stuff, and one of her friends was found dead, and now she heard that her other best friend that also used to hang out with them also hung herself, and she is trying to figure out like why and what happened and all of this stuff. And she meets up with one of her friends who is now the host of a podcast, too, like a true crime podcast, and her and him are just trying to get down to the bottom of it. And then you find out all about her college life, and her college life was crazy, bro. And then her friends are the end was okay, like it was wild, and I lived it. After that wild ride, I needed to like get back to my roots, so I reread Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is my favorite Emily Henry book. I got to tab it this time. Can you see them? Can you see them? I gave it 5 stars. Again, it was amazing. Again, this follows January and Gus, who are both authors. January writes women's fiction, and Gus writes thriller, scary fiction. And they strike up a deal because they end up living next to each other for a summer. They strike up a deal where they're gonna switch genres and try to write each other's genres. So they go on like little dates, so she can be like, this is how you write a romance novel, and he's like, this is how you write scary stuff. And then they fall in love, and it's so cute. And Augustus is the blueprint. So I love this book. Beach Read, best Emily Henry. Don't come for me. After that, I listened to the Hotel Nantucket by Elin Hilderbrand, and I'm glad that I listened to it because I feel like if I were to physically read it, I would have been confused because there are so many characters in this book. I mean, the whole setting is in the Hotel Nantucket, so you're kind of following all of the workers that work there, all of the the main customers or I cannot think, whatever, the people who stay there. And it's literally like a reality TV show. Like you're just watching all this drama unfold, and I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a cute summer read. Again, I listened to it, so I highly suggest that you listen to it. And I didn't expect the ending. Because like this whole time they're trying to make the hotel amazing so that they can get this like 5-star review from a hotel guest who's like anonymous and goes to all the hotels and all the places in the world, and she like rates them. And the whole time their main goal is to get this 5 stars, so they're like looking at the different people that are coming in. They're like, ooh, this could be them, ooh, this could be them, we need to like be careful, and then at the very end you find out who it was, and like, wow, wasn't expecting it, but loved it. Okay, after that I did like a tandem read of listening to the audiobook of The Proposal and reading, like physically reading this book. I do not recommend the audio. Didn't like the audio. Not at all. But physically reading it, I think that I would have liked it more. Anyway, I gave it a 3.5 star. It was a cute rom-com. I found myself laughing a lot during it. Like the 2 characters together were super funny. And then the reason that like the 3rd act breakup happened was so stupidly rom-com-y funny to me. I don't know, I really liked it. I will say I wish there was an epilogue. Like I think if there was an epilogue I would have given it like even higher. But like they got together after their breakup, they got together like the last 3 pages and then that was it. I wanted to just smidge more. just a smidge more. Oh, who does this follow? You follow Carlos and Nick is proposed to by her boyfriend of like 6 months in the very beginning of the book, and she's like, homeboy, no. And it's at a baseball game, and it's like on the big screen, so then everyone's like, oh my god, she said no. So then as she's about to get like, the cameras are about to get in her face and stuff, Carlos and his sister like kind of save her, and they're like, oh my god, it's so nice to meet you, like, you know, that fake thing that girls always do to get away from guys. They did that, and then they kind of just became friends, and then they became friends with benefits, and they were both perfectly okay with it. And then the third act breakup happens because, should I just tell you? No, I'm not gonna tell you. But it was cute. I liked it. It was funny. It was just like, you know, funny rom-com. After that, I reread again. I did another reread. What? I read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This is hands down my favorite Tessa Bailey book ever in the world. And it was my first Tessa Bailey book, and I'm so happy that it was. I got to tab it this time around too, and oh my gosh. Brendan and Piper are two of my favorite characters in the entire world. This is very, very, very loosely based off of Schitt's Creek. And if you love Schitt's Creek, if you love Alexis, like, you will love Piper so much. And then Brendan is this grumpy fisherman, and I will say Tessa Bailey's dirty talk in her books makes me cringe a lot. Okay, besties, I do get it, but like Brendan, he's allowed. Okay. After that, I listened to The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberly and Austin Seigemund-Broka. This follows two authors who co-wrote a book together a long time ago, and then something happened, and they are in contract for 2 books together, but they hadn't talked since like their first book, so it's been like 4 years or something. But now the main guy, what's his name? Nathan is like writing his own books, but his books aren't doing so hot, so they're like, we need Katrina, who's the main girl, we need her to write a book with you again so that like it can be a bestseller. So after not talking for 4 years, and they get back together to try to write this book, and you're kind of following them now, and you get to see them back then to see like why they stopped writing together. I really liked it, so I gave it 4. Did I give it 4 stars? I gave it 4 stars. And I think I only gave it 4 stars because there is an emotional cheating aspect in this book, and I don't always vibe with that in books unless it's written really well. But like, Girly Pop didn't do anything wrong. Not that it's okay in any other situation. I don't know. Okay, this is just how I feel about this book. I will say though that Nathan and the way that he loves Katrina, and there's one of my favorite quotes in this book, and I said this in the book and the video where I was reading this, but I need to print it out, make it a poster, and hang it up in my room. It is so unbelievably beautiful. It's just if Diego professed his love like Nathan professed his love to Katrina, I would die on the spot. On the spot. Like, because that was beautiful. And if you want to know exactly what I'm talking about, I posted on Instagram, and I said it in the reading summer books for a week video that I just did. I liked the audiobook. The audiobook was good. It was dual narrator, which was cool. I will say that the girl though, I don't know if it was just like during that day, because I was about to start my period, so I'm a little mean when I start my period, and the girl was like, she would talk, and then you could tell that she was like on her last breath, and she would and then talk, and then and it got really annoying to me. What did I read after that? Oh my gosh, after that I got the advanced reader's copy for Reckless by Elsie Silver, which is the 4th book in the Chestnut Spring series. Here's the cover. I wonder if I can find the pretty cover for you. The pretty cover has little baby boots, and then it has like adult boots, because this book does have the accidental pregnancy trope, which you do find out early. I don't think that's a spoiler, especially because it's on the cover. If it is, I'm sorry, but I don't mind the accidental pregnancy trope, and I think it was done so unbelievably well in this book. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was perfect, amazing, beautiful, okay? Oh my god, Theo Silva is the perfect man. Then I'm continuing on my Harry Potter journey. So I read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I gave it 5 stars, and I don't want to talk about the ending. I don't want to talk about it. Okay? And here's Harry Potter spoilers for the next, we'll say 30 seconds. I did not believe that Dumbledore died. I didn't believe it. I was literally sitting here reading and I'm like, absolutely not. Nope, 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 nope. And then his funeral came around, sobbed. Because like it was real. And then I was so happy that Harry and Ginny got together. And then he goes and says, I can't be with you anymore because I had to go save the world. What? What? Don't tell me any spoilers about the next book. Okay? I think I'm gonna do a whole video of me reading the last book in the series. Let me know if you'd be, if you would enjoy that. I know that it happened a long time ago, but I don't know things that happened. I know one thing that happened in that book because stupid TikTok, but I don't know anything else that happened. I haven't watched the movie. Okay. Well. Spoilers done. Okay, and then the last book that I am still in the middle of reading is King of Pride by Anna Huang. I will say I loved King of Wrath. This is the second book in her Kings of Sin series. I loved King of Wrath, the first book. I like knew it was a 5-star after like, I don't know, the 20th page. This one, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it very much. I do. It's still good. Like, I still think it's going to be a 4-star book, but I don't know. It's just moving slow for me. I'm just like not, you know, hooked in it. But I do love, what's her name? I love reading the book, like physically I'm reading the book right now and I don't know her name. Isabella. I love her. She's a funny gal. Love that about her. But Kai's not doing it for me yet. We'll see. I'm on page 186 and there's 350 pages. So after I edit this video and post this video, I'm going to finish this one. And that's it. That's all the books that I read in May. If you want to see what books I plan on reading in June, make sure to go check out my June TBR. I posted it last week, I believe. I did add some more books on there. Guys, guess what I got? I got Fourth Wing. So I'm going to do a whole reading vlog. That's coming soon. Like, I'm starting Fourth Wing tomorrow, which is probably not a good idea because I'm going to be in a slump for the rest of June. Anyway. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, and year. All of those things. I will see you in the next video. Let me know your favorite book from this month because I want to read all the good books. And I trust you guys. Okay, bye, beautiful